Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Gander of VATOCLAN. With me is NostalgiaTalex. He's a caster. He casts all of his play. And what are some of the things that you've cast for people that don't know about you, and for people that already know about you in case they've forgotten?
I've done tournaments before. Next week I'm going to be doing the One versus World tournament. I do the Daywalker tournament once in a while. I've done show matches between people like Gosu User and Artist. And I've even run my own tournaments once in a while, like the Pandora Open Invitational. So, yes.
Cool, awesome. How did you get into casting? What made you decide to go from being a player spectator to, hey, I'm going to do something. I'm going to start involving myself.
I guess like most people, I was a big avid fan of Day 9. And watching Day 9 Dailies number 100, where he said it's nothing cooler than being proud of what you love. And at that point, I was working as a producer for PopCap Games, and competitive gaming has just always been something in my blood, all the way back competing competitively for Counter-Strike 1.6. I loved it, and I played way too much Starcraft in my life for it to have been healthy. So moving over to Starcraft 2 was easy, and I've always just loved talking about games, so I just started a stream, and I just rolled with it.
Now, going from starting to cast, because I've done some StarCraft casting myself, and then I decided, screw that, and I started doing League of Legends casting. I probably shouldn't say that in a StarCraft interview, but I cast for that, and everything else is... Wait, what?
I said Karthus. I'm a League of Legends once in a while I play. I'm a Karthus player.
I think everyone plays a little bit of occasionally, but I do casting for Dominion tournaments in League of Legends, and all the rest of the stuff that I do is StarCraft related. And casting StarCraft, I felt like I could never have a firm enough grasp of everything that's going on the screen at once. What was it like getting accustomed to doing all of that movement, and just how did you get to being able to do it fluently?
So I guess part of it is a little bit of OCD. Just trying to make sure you're everywhere at once. There's obviously so much that goes on in StarCraft, and I guess the biggest key would be to just talk really, really fast when so much is going on. But, just like everything else, it takes practice and time, and over a while you start developing, and you start picking out better things, and it gets easier over time, but it's still really, really hard to do.
Do you have any favorite games that you've cast out of... That immediately recall, like, oh, this was an awesome game? Who were those players? What was that game?
Okay, I can think of two off the top of my head. Of course, the series between Artist and Ghost User was amazing because of those players. It was a great Terran versus Zerg series. But I have to say probably my favorite game I ever casted was during a tournament that I held, and it was between VVV Ruff and Drunken Boy, two North American Grandmaster players. And I remember specifically, Ruff was Terran on the bottom left, and Drunk Boy was Terran on the top right. It was on Cloud Kingdom, and VVV Ruff managed to Thor drop once into the main of Drunken Boy, then Thor drop a second one, and he was microing 2 Thor drops, and then he got a third one in there and ended up winning the game with 3 Thors and 3 medevacs over against a Grandmaster North American player. It was a really funny game, but it was one of those ones that always sticks out in my head as being like the funniest moment on stream.
All right, and you have something interesting coming up that you're going to be casting pretty soon. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, it's going to be the One versus World tournament. It's a new tournament that's going to be coming out. It's going to be on the 12th, next Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Really kind of hosted by a new professional team called Flow Gaming with some really great players like Siphon and Masan and Future, who's formerly known as from Rain, and I Wish and Dove. And it's going to be a really great tournament. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to cast that, actually.
And one of the questions I like asking people whenever I interview them is the origin of your ID, Nostalgia Talex. Yours has a lot of syllables in it. It's 2 words. Is the story as big as the character space that it takes up?
No. my old ID took up quite a lot, and I actually had to deal with StarCraft. This one, Nostalgia Talex. Talex I got when I first started playing World of Warcraft back in 2006. I just needed a name for my human mage, and I wanted Talex, T-A-L-A-X, but it was taken, so I took T-A-L-E-X, and then it just kind of flowed with it. And I also, once in a while, do shows on YouTube with my cousin as a fan of something who's completely nostalgic. I mean, I'm wearing my Ghostbusters here. But basically, anything from the 80s and 90s I love. We have a series called Nostalgia Bros on youtube.com/chokevideo. But so I was just like, Talex was shaken on Twitch, so I just became Nostalgia Talex, and I loved it.
I can sympathize with the having to change or add a single letter. My ID, I originally wanted to be Gandar, but that was taken, so I added an A, or not an A, I added an I after the second A and got Gandair. And much to my dismay, I actually eventually did run into the person who had Gandair normally, and I tried to pick a fight with him, but he significantly outgeared me and wiped the floor with me, and I was kind of depressed about it. It's you can never get the name you want, and you edit it, and then it becomes a thing. Whatever. But if you could cast any two players in a best of, let's say, 5, which two players would they be?
Ooh, that would be a difficult one. Well, I'm gonna have to say Parting is my favorite Protoss, and I'm a big Protoss fan. Startail Parting is probably one of my favorite players, and definitely my favorite Protoss. And I would think, I would actually love to do that against probably like Nesty or Stefano, like a really great Zerg. I know Parting's obviously the PvP specialist, but something just about watching him play out of his element is also really awesome. But I would probably say like Nesty Parting or Stefano Parting.
Cool. Do you have any shout-outs, any thank yous? Anyone you want to say hi to? Any YouTube channels or Twitch TV channels that you want to promote? I don't know, maybe?
Sure, yeah. You guys can find me if you're looking for me on Twitter. I am at NostalgiaTalex, really simple, TALEX, and twitch.tv/NostalgiaTalex. And a big shout-out to all my friends and fans out there, all the people who helped me get started. I got to give a huge shout-out to Cat's Pajamas because he actually tweeted about my stream like twice and helped me really get off the ground as a caster, so... and he's just like behind that wall over there, and I got to meet him today for the first time in person. So many hearts to him, and of course Gandair, this guy.
All right, cool. Well, thank you very much. It was good to have you on camera, and I look forward to watching you in the One versus World.
One versus World, yes, tournament next Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, which is the 12th of April.
All right. See you later. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Wait, it's on this side.